What to say? Wonders never cease. Another story of Bob's and Virgin, which ruins your life. These two things you should be very, very careful about. So, without giving personal details, I will share the incident because the gentleman has sent me a long, lengthy email, full life story. I'll summarize it for you and tell you about this love story. And I'll also give my thoughts since he has asked me. Okay, so the guy is not my client, just so that you know, disclaimer. Okay, but he wants my advice. So here's the total summary of his long letter. The guy is Indian. He is in his 30s. He is happily married to a nice lady. He has kids. I'll not tell you exactly how many. Um, Everything was going fine. Managerial position, children going to school, and wife also working. So life is good until he decided to go means come down to Thailand. Thailand for a holiday, nice holiday, relaxing. After all, you come to Thailand, you want to relax. And he came down not with his wife and kids. He came down with his friends. They decided to take a, relaxing. And wife was also, yeah, I trust you. Okay, fine. So this guy is normal. He drinks little bit of alcohol. He's not a hardcore drinker. Just normal cigarettes. Okay, fine. Everything is good. And in terms of extracurricular activities like boom boom, he used to have that, but he used to not tell his wife. Okay, he used to do it little bit here and there. Katta meeta here and there he used to do, but nothing out of the way. So now this guy decided to come to Thailand, and obviously he's not coming to Thailand to go to a temple to pray. He told his wife they're going for, just taking their mind off, like relaxing at the spa, the beach. And the wife was like, don't go to those, those naughty. He said, wife, I'm too old for this. I am not interested in all this. Although the wife, suspects a little bit, but, he got his way. Fine. And she told him, make sure you talk to me every day so that I know where you are. Okay, fine. Well, if you know men, especially Indian men, where there's a will, there's a way. And he found his way into the infamous walking street. And in the walking street, you know what is walking. So everything was walking, and there, ooh, wow. For him, why it was wow, because this is the first time he actually seen walking street in Thailand. So he saw, ooh. And there he saw petite looking girls. He saw girls who were, because of their DNA structure, they looked very small, they looked very petite, they looked very young, and they had good figure, the uh, you know tanned look, and they were very beautiful. And imagine for a guy who's a normal guy, where girls normally don't even look at your face. Here, girls say, "Hey, yeah, come, darling, come, sweetheart," and they were catching his hand and pulling it and dragging. He was like, "Ooh, this is magical paradise." And of course, when you're looking at young girls, he remembered suddenly blast from the past, the college days. He must have, he nicely described it. And of course, since they drink alcohol and since they were smoking cigarettes, so they went from bar hopping, it's called, jumping from one bar, hop, hop, toing, 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 toing. He was going every bar. And as he was going every bar had another girl, and they were spenders. They were not stingy or anything. Until apparently, as he was walking, he saw this girl. Saw means, we tend to see many, many girls. This particular girl caught his eye. She was petite, she was young, she was slender, and she smiled at him shyly. He smiled at her. And suddenly it was like the Hindi picture. Suddenly music was in the air. It was la 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 la. He turned and she turned, and Their eyes met and everything was slow motion. And I think that time, pyar ho gaya, Hindi, he suddenly felt, like how he put it, beating of the heart. He's saying, I don't know what happened, but I just looked at her and I kept staring. And my friends said, hey, come on. But then I was like, no, 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 let's just go. But they said, no, come on. Okay. So they went. But he kept thinking of the girl and finally he convinced them to, you know, you turn, let's go. So he went and this girl again looked at him again, smiled and blushed and whatever because she saw him go, no? And he came back. Okay. And then obviously she convinced him to come to the bar because she gets commission per customer she brings to the bar. And as, she brought him to the bar, she started serving him because then she gets her commission with everything that they buy. And this guy was having a good time and she must have, like, taken care of him, like, hey, how are you? And oh, thank you, and smile. And he was nicely enjoying. He nicely put in details. I gave her the money and, she bent forward and put it here. And for him, it was like, oh, wow, she's telling me openly, put it here. So he was enjoying. He was putting the money there and putting the money behind. And there he got to touch a little bit. And once touch, electric shock must have gone through. So he wrote nicely. It was a good novel. So I was reading all that. And he's saying she was so responsive. She didn't mind it. Of course, she won't mind it. Like, why will she mind it? Okay. So then he mentioned that afterwards, she not only as she was serving, she came and sat next to me. I was like, like I'm reading his letter. Like she actually came and sat next to me. I couldn't believe it. She didn't care what anyone would say. Abba, why would anyone say anything? She came and sat next to you because that is what they do. It's not that she broke every rule and she found a true love. She found a knight in the shiny armor. She decided, I'll go against the world and I'll sit here. It's not the first time. He, like a fool, thought it was the first time. So she sat there. And then, as they were sitting, her leg touched his leg. He was wearing that, when you're in Pattaya, you wear your shorts, no? Not short shorts, like bum cheek shorts. She was wearing the bum cheek shorts. He was wearing the Bermudas. So her leg touched his leg and he could feel it. And he was like, is she going to pull away? No, she was nicely rubbing the leg. He wrote a nice erotic, this thing, novel-like thing. So I was reading her leg touch and she didn't mind it. In fact, she trusted me. He's saying, trusted me so much. She even took my hand and she put it on her thigh. I was like, hey, yo. I was nicely, like, enjoying the mail, that message he sent me. Long, lengthy message. But at the same time, I was like, oh my goodness, he's falling, he's falling, he's going to get in trouble. All the signals were there. And she didn't mind him putting his hand, and she rested his hand on her thigh and he could feel. And very soon that hand catching like this, he turned his hand, feeling her thigh. She didn't mind it, apparently. Yeah, why will she mind it? Because you're paying money. Hello, uncle. Okay. After they finished their 2 3 drinks, the friends were getting, they were not getting any action. So they wanted to get out. Other girls were there, but they are not that type. They said, come on, come on, come on. So I convinced him. They went. But this poor fellow was love smitten, it seems. Love smitten. He's saying, I couldn't forget her. I kept thinking about her. Every bar we went, I kept thinking about her. She was on my mind. And then, nicely, yes, but I couldn't sleep. I couldn't sleep. Whole day I was tossing and turning. And he's saying, then morning when I woke up, the guys are having the breakfast, which is paid by the hotel. He said, what? He said, they were planning to go somewhere out. He said, no, I will just come back. He actually went again to check if he could get the girl in the morning or afternoon. They are closed. And to his disappointment, it was closed. He has come back came back to the hotel room. And finally, in the evening, again, obviously, are going to go to the walking street. So this time he convinced his friends that he's going to go there. Even if they come or don't come. So they said, okay, you want to go there, you go and enjoy. We want to go and move other places. This time he went alone. And as he walked, he saw her standing again with the signboard, drinks at this price and whatever. And she was wearing another outfit, and he was like, it was like magic. My heart was beating. I don't know. I just felt whatever he described it, emotions, feeling. He's so, I don't know from where, which novel he copied all that bullshit. You're hearing, no? Too much. Next time, just get. But anyway, my viewers must be getting entertained with this. Okay. So then again, he went there, spent time. This time, because she knows him, no? So she sat next to him, and he bought the drinks you have to buy for the lady. He bought drinks for her, even though it was more expensive. And then he bought food for her, which, as the bill tab is going more, she gets commission. I don't know, he didn't realize this. Baba, that's what is happening. So he kept ordering and, gave her the money, putting the tips here and there and nicely touchy feel. And she would hold his hand and say, "Oh, I like you so much." He's saying she didn't mind Vera's touching her. Yeah, ayo, sir. Why will she mind? Okay. Hey, let me check my notes. Am I missing anything? Because I've written everything here. One sec. And touching, chatting. Okay. So touching, feeling, everything was Kushal Mangal. He was enjoying. And this time, before going, he got a kiss on the cheek. Okay, come again. He was doing everything as per. And, he stayed there 4-5 hours, almost the whole this night, spent good deal of money, met the guys in the hotel again, went to sleep. This time, these guys bought, two girls and all that. So obviously they had to take their turns to, go up to the room. And then he thought to himself, why don't I get this girl? He was not sure whether she would come for the night. Same and third night. Now his two friends got a jiggy, enjoyed. So he also wanted a jiggy, So he went, it seems, the third night or fourth night. I'm not too clear on that. He went there. And this time after spending, they were whispering in each other's ears. So obviously they were very close. And every time whispering, he already gave kiss. So she's kissing him, he's kissing. And then he said, you want to come for the night? And she looked at him, and it seems that she really loved me. Baba, she didn't love you. You are paying money. Hello. Okay. So it seems he asked her, you want to come for the night? Enjoy a little action. So she obviously told him, there is a bar fine. It's called a bar fine. So you have to pay an amount of money for the bar fine. And then he has to pay her also money. So I don't know how this guy didn't register in the head, because he said, I gave her some money to pay her expenses. Baba, that is not, you're giving her some money to pay her expense. You're paying for sex. Paying for sex. He put it, the way he put it in that email was, I wanted her to manage her expense. Yeah, prostitutes do that only. You pay them for sex to manage their expense. So he took this girl for the night. He must have enjoyed very nicely, and then he gave her a bonus. You're giving money, of course, she's going to enjoy. So overall, I think the 2 weeks that he was there, literally every single day he would take her out. And then he even before leaving, I'm skipping all that because every day he was giving me all that. He literally paid the bar, the place where she was working, to allow her to come on take a off holiday. So he had to pay something extra, it seems. Plus he had to pay her daily salary, which she obviously asked him much more. And then he paid her extra, to go shopping with him. The guy assumed that he was buying for a poor thing. She's not a poor thing. He was taking her to all the places, and wherever he was going eating, she was eating with him. And he was buying her things, like as if you buy for your wife. No? He was buying for her. And he's saying, what? In that, to see her smile so genuinely, I felt so happy. And lo and behold, I was waiting for him to say this, but this was where he mentioned that she mentioned about her family. It's the typical sob story. I have a brother, I have to send him to school. I have a mother, I take care of a father, something, and I work hard to take care of the family. And he got so overwhelmed with this. It's like he gave her more money, every day, little extra to send home. And she hugged him and all that. And the last day before leaving, he actually took her to. It seems she was dressed up to say bye to him, and he felt so bad. On the way, before going to the airport, he obviously wanted to spend time with her. He took her and bought her a gold chain, which Baba, all Thai women they love gold. Okay, as an Indian, he should have known that. He bought her a gold chain, and she hugged him and said, "You're so sweet, you're so loving. I'll never get a man who loves me as much as you," and all that. And as he took her with her to the airport, even though it was a bit of a distance, he obviously gave her money to come back, and she was crying a little bit, and he hugged her and told her the magic word, "I love you, love." And she hugged him, and she didn't want to let him go. Apparently, for me, as I was reading all this, I was like, भैया तू गया, खलास हो गया, गया गया गया. Okay. She weaponized all her personality, everything else, petite. And he was nicely describing her. Her hair was like this, and she was dressed up like this, her shoulders are this and that. And he must have enjoyed Jing Bang every night. Okay. So after he left, it seems that, his friends are also busy watching. It seems he cried on the aircraft. He cried, huh? He cried because he missed her. And he was like, how will she stay? Who will feed her? Who will take care of her? He's actually worried about her. Baba, she survived without you before. She'll survive after you. And you just came for that 1-2 weeks. You think you're the only customer that she has. Customer, not lover. This fellow, it seems, went back and what did he do? One sec. What did he do? Where is where? Yeah, one sec. Hold on. Went back and okay. After he went back, she was on his mind always, and she was always thinking of her. And he messaged her through his phone that he reached back, and lo and behold, after reaching, also he sent her money. And then he decided that because he cared for her, he would send her money every week or something like that. And they started messaging each other on whatever, whichever app they were using. And she would send him photographs of her family and all that. And very soon, it seems now he is madly in love. He is in love. Imagine a guy who has a wife and children is in love with this girl. Now, what is his question to me is, uh, what if he marries her? His question was, what if he marries her? What if he moves to Thailand? What if he starts a new life with her? What if he divorces this wife and gets. The only reason he got in touch with me is because he was searching for Thailand and Thailand life and all that, and he bumped into my profile and he asked me, my dearest Indian fellow, my dearest sir, these, remember, where did you meet the person? If you met someone in the church doing church things, it's a church kind of a girl. If you meet someone in the corporate world and you discuss corporate stuff, that means the girl is in the corporate, life. You met a girl in Walking Street, which is a place for nightlife, which is a place for alcohol, cigarettes. Sometimes, there are people who do drugs and sex. That is a red light district. That is not where you go and find a girl to get married to. You don't go to a red light district to find marriageable girls. Okay. And with regards to the bullshit sob story, oh, I have my mother, I have my father, this is the classic weapon that they use to tug on your emotional strings to convince you to pay the money. And when they mix in the factor of sex, which is exciting, which is fun, when a girl opens her dragon, opens her leg, mouth, all this, and do whatever you want, you will fall trap for it. Why? Because young, petite, good body. Ask yourself if she can do that with you by just meeting you within 1 to 2 meetings. Don't you think she has experience doing that with every other man? You think you're the first man, the only man she's doing it with? Which world are you? And if she can do it with you, she can do it with anybody. Trust me, if she has done it with you and she was comfortable, she has done it with other men. She took your hand, put it here, put it there, put it everywhere. How did she know how to put the hand? In fact, you have children. Do you think, please don't feel bad in giving this example, but if you had a daughter and a man puts his hand on her leg and feels it, don't you think your daughter, being raised in the right value in a conservative family, if a stranger were to put his hand, she would say, don't touch me. You know, yuck, what is this? Why? Because she's still a virgin. She's still having those, sorry, huh? I'm speaking from the heart. Okay. Don't take it in the wrong way. But she will be like, don't touch me, because no man has touched her. She has been born and raised with your values. She will not allow any man to touch. And that also a total stranger. That also unattractive stranger. Okay. That also a man who is going to a red light district for sex. She'll not allow. And biggest of all, she will never be there. So how is it okay when somebody else is there? And then you will give the bullshit. Because I know what people say. Oh, she was pushed into this. Who pushed her? When she was talking to you and chatting with you, she was enjoying. Was it like she was suffering and crying, or when you took her to the room or met her alone in the room, was she shivering and crying, please don't touch me, please, No. The way you described it was like, oh, she was experienced. And because you enjoyed great sex, is why you got caught into the web of temptation. And how does she know how to give you great sex? Just imagine she took your little hot dog and stranger's hot dog from experience is required, right? You think it just happens suddenly? Just imagine how many people's hot dogs she has experienced. And right now you are back in your home country with your wife. You think she's sitting there and looking up at the stars and the moon and saying, when will my knight in the shiny armor come back? I'll wait only for him. This money making thing which is down there, I'll reserve it only for him. Or you think some Australian, some Brit, some Irish guy, some Pakistani, some Arab who has a lot more money, she's entertaining him. How do you know like who's she with right now? How do you know that she's even single? The problem is when you start using, you can either use the top head or the down head. The blood only can flow to one direction. Now the blood is all flowing in that direction and that is controlling you. I've been there. Mind you, I've been there. I'm not trying to act like, oh, I never felt it. I've felt the temptation. I know what it is. I know how powerful it is. And it blinds you with all this bullshit. The tears, the standing at the airport or, waiting for you, crying. And because you have money, here's my simple challenge to you. Very simple. Tell her you don't have any money. Tell her you don't have. And by the way, she knows that you're married. She knows you're married. You told her. And she's still with you. So, for a girl who doesn't mind you being married and sleeping with another woman is with you, what kind of character does she have? I mean, how much did she know about you to, you know, give a whole body to you? Come on, man. If she can sleep with you, she can sleep with anyone. Remember what they can do with some, but with you, they can do it with anybody. My open challenge to you: tell her you don't have any money. Tell her you don't have any money. You can't send her any money, and just tell her if you do get married, she has to work. She has to work and go typical Thai job. Open challenge. She's not going to do it. In fact, I suggest you do this since you've asked me. Hire a private detective. There are agencies in Thailand. The place where you are, you can find a detective, private, and ask them, give all the details of this girl. You can get a Thai card and ask the detective to go to the bar. You'll pay him money to give you photographs, videos, and actual evidence of what she's doing. I open challenge. I can assure you, she is sleeping with other men. Okay. See, bottom line, I just want to tell you this. You have a loving wife. You have kids. You have a responsibility. You have something working for you. Please don't uproot it. I can see what impact she has in your life, that you're ready to not only divorce your wife, leave your children, you're ready to leave the country where you're stable, and you actually think of migrating and moving to Thailand. I mean, you're dumb fuck here. And that also for a female. What if you realize that after you do all this, that she is a fake, a fraud, or she has another husband or boyfriend? What do? Can you go back to your wife? Can you repair the damage that you do to your children and your family? Don't fall for this. Take it from me when I say this. These girls in the red light district are groomed and taught from the ages of 9. Okay? The weaknesses of men. They are trained like hardcore professionals. Just like you have an IT guy who is into IT, let's say repairing computers, after 10 years or 15 years of repairing, by just looking at it, he knows what to do. He can hear the sound, so there are some car mechanics, no? You're trying to figure out what's wrong. He will just look at it. He will just try to start the car. With the sound itself, he knows where the problem is. Or by looking itself, he'll just ask you, what is happening? This. He knows where it is. That kind of expertise, just as a car mechanic has, these girls have. They know what buttons to press. They know how to act, how to behave. It's just like intuitive sense. And because they have practiced it from such a young age, now they have become predators. And there's that word, no, desensitized. Like they have lost all feeling. For example, if you wear a shoe or a socks, your feet are very soft and sensitive. But if you check children from the village who run outside in the field, among the rocks, on the pavement and all, their soles are very rugged and strong. In the same way, because she has opened her legs for so many people, she doesn't feel anything. It's like, ha, 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 climax, finish. For her, it's just a normal thing. It's just like a massage. It's like a porn star. It's like a prostitute. That's all that they are. They don't consider what they do with any emotional tangent because they just lost that feeling. For them, every man that they meet is an ATM machine, is a salary, is money, which they will use to take care of their family, their loved ones, even their husband, even their children. You are just an ATM machine. And the day you tell them, I don't have any money, they are going to say bye bye to you next. I can only tell you this, man, because you're not my customer, because you're not my paying client. Obviously, others had sat and worked with you. But since you wanted this for free, I'm telling you, this is what it is. Now, what do you have to do? Since you wanted a free advice, it's very simple. Block and delete this female out of your life completely. Completely. Because if in case she manages to get a hang of your wife's details or your friends or whatever, She can even blackmail you. She has nothing to lose. Okay. And I don't know, you have not mentioned this. If you have taken photographs and videos of you both together and she has a copy, you are jacked. Okay. So that's all I want to tell you. The rest is, I will leave it up to you to decide what to do next. But my dear friends, and anyone who is coming to any of these countries and going to places like Walking Street or the red light district, this is not the place where you have to find your life partner. It's not. It's not where you find true love. These are women who provide a service. I've literally seen with my own eyes. There are females who every week have a new guy with them. And the guy thinks I'm exclusive to her. That's what they think. They think this is my girlfriend. And when they go back home, they keep sending money thinking they're supporting her. These females have 6 to 7 to, 12 phones. And they literally send messages on different phone with different Facebook accounts. And sometimes some of them have even their friends. They even have people they pay to chat and all that. There's one female, which I mentioned in my previous video. She runs like a company. She has she's a high-end escort. She has females who their only job is to communicate, maintain those Facebook accounts, and she takes different photographs of different guys and she plans out her month that when this high-end boyfriend of hers comes down, she is there for him only, while they are busy doing the work. Anyway, sometimes you'll only learn only after you burn your fingers, but by the time it's a bit too late. Anyway, just be careful. And for the rest of you who have listened to this, share your thoughts, your concerns, your questions, suggestions, give that guy a little bit of advice, and let me know what did you think of this. All right, good, bad, ugly, let me know. And remember, this is not a aloof case. This is literally the stuff that happens every single day in places like Thailand. Okay, Thailand, Vietnam, Cambodia, Bali. All right, you guys take care. This is me signing off. Yalla.